What is going on, world? I am the Hungarian Experiment, and today we're going to discuss intermittent fasting, my history with intermittent fasting, and how I'm going to be changing up my whole intermittent fasting program. Now, it's not drastic, but I'm going to be changing things up. So I just recorded a video right over there where I lightly discuss intermittent fasting and why I stopped intermittent fasting over the last 2 weeks. If you guys haven't checked out that video, I really suggest you do, because it is discussing what I've been doing with intermittent fasting over the last couple weeks here. And I discussed my workout program and my workout split a little bit. And that is actually another video that I'm going to be working on tomorrow. It's called my new workout split. Basically, over the last 1.5 to 2 years, I've been working on fixing my posture and bringing up my weak points like my chest. So during that experimentation, while I was bringing up my weak points, I was starting from scratch on all my lifts. I knew that I wasn't gonna build the most muscle possible during this period of time because I was working on fixing my body and making sure I was lifting through my muscle groups and I was doing things properly in the gym. I felt from, watching my transformations over the years that my lower back was over-dominating my body, was over-dominating most of my lifts. So I had to change things up, or I was probably gonna fuck some shit up really bad by the time I was like 30, if I just kept lifting for my ego. So as I said there, I started from scratch on a lot of my lifts, and during that time, as I said, I knew I wasn't gonna build a lot of muscle. So I wanted to see, because one thing you hear out there in the world from most bodybuilders is that you need to bulk to put on muscle. You need to be in a caloric surplus to put on muscle. And I wanted to prove that wrong. I believe with intermittent fasting, in this great growth hormone boost you get with intermittent fasting, a 1,500 to 2,000% increase in growth hormone levels after fasting for 20 to 24 hours, that this is going to help you more than being in a caloric surplus. I believe hormones are the main thing that is gonna help dictate whether you cut fat or you put on muscle. So my goal was to prove something. I wanted to prove that I could put on muscle while being in this caloric deficit. So here's the program I followed. I found after about 1.5 years of experimenting around with intermittent fasting that my caloric maintenance, my calories that kept me at the same body weight or helped me fluctuate within that body weight range was right around 2,400 to 2,500 calories. So what I did is I lowered those calories down to about 22 to 2,300 calories. Basically a 200 to 300 calorie deficit. So when I would wake up in the morning and I'd step on the body weight scale, I would be going down for 4 to 7 days. And then once I felt that my body was feeling drawn down, I'd spike it up with a huge cheat day. Now over 2015, if you guys want to go back and check, and I'll make them pop up at the top of the screen or be in the description box below, but I had huge cheat days. I had 2 10,000 calorie challenge, an all you can eat rib challenge, and I also did the Pizza Hut $5 deal challenge where I ate 4 medium pizzas in one day, which was like 9,600 calories. And I still managed to stay lean throughout all that. I didn't go over 10% body fat, and to be honest, I believe I was still able to put on muscle while being in a caloric deficit. So if you average things out for my weeks, because I was having these huge cheat days and being in a caloric deficit for most of the week, that if you average things out, that I was probably in a caloric maintenance to caloric surplus. If you average out my whole week and you fill out all the calories, I was probably hitting around 3,000 calories on a day-to-day basis if you averaged it all out. That is what I did over the last 2 years. If you guys are interested, I have a 1-year intermittent fasting transformation video, as well as a 3-year intermittent fasting transformation video. Again, it'll pop up at the top of the screen or be in the description box below there. But I take you through and I show you how I was fixing my posture. I show you the different muscle groups that grew and some that actually decreased in size. Like my shoulders definitely decreased because I was only hitting them about once every 1.5 to 2 weeks because I felt that I had to focus on my weak points, and I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad I started from scratch because now it's time to change things up. So basically, my intermittent fasting program is gonna stay the same. The only thing that's gonna change is that instead of being in a caloric deficit, I'm gonna be in a slight caloric surplus. So I'm gonna be shooting for around 26 to 2,800 calories every single day. And then I'm gonna have cheat days, but they're gonna be a lot milder. To be honest, I'm not enjoying cheat days as much anymore. I don't enjoy just going to pig out on some junk food. It's just not as fun for me anymore. It's not something that I look forward to. So this is perfect for me now. So I'm still gonna be getting, like I said, a slight caloric surplus, and I'm gonna be having mild cheat days where, you know, I get like 4,000, maybe 5,000 calories in. And then I'm gonna have a nice long fasted day following my cheat days. So once again, if you average my week out, if you average my 5 to 7 day blocks, basically my calories aren't gonna change all that much. But the day to day, what I'm doing with my body and affecting my body is going to change. I'm basically gonna be getting the same average amount of calories in throughout the week because of having long fasted days or having milder cheat days, but the way I handle each day is gonna be different. And this is why I believe life is situational. Some people are gonna say this is like lean gaining. To be honest, I don't think my body's gonna change much in body fat levels. Right now, I'm currently bringing myself up to about 168 to 172 pounds. I wanna hover right in that range where for my 1 year transformation, I was right around 160 to 162 pounds. So I wanna get up in about 10 pounds of fat, if you even really wanna call it that. But I don't think I'm gonna change much in terms of like my body fat levels. Like I'm still gonna stay lean, I'm still gonna have a 6-pack year round, and that is my goal and that is where I wanna stay. I feel healthy like this. In the past, when I was hovering around 12 to 15% body fat, I just didn't feel healthy. I didn't feel good. I could feel it like draining me, making me feel exhausted. So like I said, it's time to change things up. Now that I feel my weak points are now built up and my posture is on point now, I really want to put on some serious muscle over this next year. So it's time to be in a caloric surplus. It's time to have some not so crazy cheat days. It's time to have some nice consistency in my life. So that's basically my new intermittent fasting program. That is what I'm gonna be taking you guys along my journey for over the next year here while I prep for my next 1 year transformation photos. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for all your support. If you like what you saw here, maybe you learned something, maybe you found it a little informative, make sure you go hit that like button and of course, leave me a comment. I am the Hungarian Experiment.